You're listening to Talk AEW, the official wrestling podcast of Goombastomp.com and TiltMagazine.net. My name is Mariko, and I'm joined as usual by my co-host, Mr. Aaron Santos.
Hello, WrestleManiacs.
As well as the editor-in-chief of Goombastomp.com and Tilt Magazine, the ravishing Ricky D.
What's up, Mariko? What's up, Aaron? What's up, AEW Nation? We're recording early again this week, so I feel like I sound like a zombie still.
Yeah, well, I am a zombie because I had the flu for 4 days. I'm just no, it was Monday, so 6 days. It's going to be a fun show because we are going to be dropping some predictions for the upcoming Double or Nothing. But before we get to all that, it is time for Ricky's Rapid Fire Questions.
This is Ricky's Rapid Fire Questions, a segment in which we try and answer the biggest AEW questions of the week. Question number 1. Speaking of zombies, would you guys want to see zombies in AEW?
No.
What?
Dude, I turned off that pay-per-view as soon as I saw these freaking zombies. I'm like, no, that's it. I'm out of here. In case people don't know what Rick is referring to, was this weekend, the past weekend on WrestleMania Backlash, the WWE pay-per-view event. The Lumberjack match just so happened to be a match with Miz and Damian Priest, where the Lumberjacks were freaking zombies. So
the reason why I mentioned this is because I could not stop laughing at Chris Jericho's tweet when he's like, "Oh my God, zombies! They set the wrestling back 30 years."
That was funny. That was very funny.
That was great. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, because I immediately think of the WCW zombie with his flannel, and then I think of the Yeti, and then I just get really confused.
Technically, we've had zombies in wrestling for decades. I mean, Undertaker is kind of like a zombie. I mean, he ascended to the heavens and came back from the dead. Anyhow, moving forward, how do we feel about Christian adding the spear to his list of moves this past week on Dynamite?
It seemed more effective than most of his moveset.
I thought this was the best match that Christian has wrestled so far in AEW. I thought it was a vast improvement from his previous 2 matches. And
I completely agree.
Yeah.
This was a really, I don't know, like, if it's just like because of the 2 guys who are involved, like being able to make each other shine. But like, I would argue this is one of Matt Sydal's best matches for AEW as well.
Yeah, I just have a problem with him using the spear only because I feel like,
well, we're not going to be seeing it for a few months, so like, why not?
Yeah, I just feel like it's Ricky Stark's signature move, though.
But also, like, it's fitting for Christian because we do know that he's really good friends with Edge, and Edge uses the spear.
And it's a good-looking spear. He's got a good-looking
spear. Yeah.
Well, I hope so. I mean, he was tag team partners with Edge for like years. He better have a good-looking spear.
Yeah, sure. There are different promotions now. Spear away.
It's for me. It was a nice callback. You know, it's like
we did see Ricky Starks this week, though.
Yeah,
but we're not going to see him throwing any spears.
No, we're not going to see him throw anything for like a while.
Yeah,
except throw back some beer.
You think that guy drinks beer?
No, I don't.
He's like a cocktail man, if I'm
We were talking about Dark Side of the Ring off the mic before we recorded. Is there any wrestler affiliated with AEW that you would want to see an episode of Dark Side of the Ring devoted to? Like Arn Anderson, Tully, Sting?
I think a behind the scenes on the 4 Horsemen could be really cool.
Yes. I would love to see that. Yes.
Is there a dark story to tell?
Dude, with all of them, I'm sure there is.
There's got to be at least 1 or 2 attempted murders in there. Like, it's just like the era, the guys involved. Like, we love like people being petty. The stories about people being petty. So I want to hear about it.
You know, I'm a huge fan of wrestling documentaries. Beyond the Mat, the real life story of professional wrestling, the Bret Hart documentary, there was a documentary on Jake the Snake. I would love to see an episode dedicated to Jake the Snake Roberts. That man has one hell of a
I kind of feel like between Beyond the Mat and Resurrection, we kind of already got that.
Yes, But I like the way the directors of Dark Side of the Ring, Jason Eisner, I forget the other guy's name. I like the way they tell their stories, and I think that they have more access to getting more and better interviews. And also now that Jake the Snake has sort of made a comeback,
Mm-hmm.
he's clean, he's in AEW. I feel like that would be a good way to end his story, to tell, because like the previous documentaries end on a sour note. Like the guy is still homeless, he's on drugs, he's having
Yeah.
problems with his family. It's kind of like really dark and depressing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. Is Eddie Kingston and John Moxley better as a tag team, or would you prefer to see them in singles competition?
Dude, tag team. So much better than a tag team, I find.
Yeah. I feel like Moxley, tag team, take it or leave it, but Kingston, I think it absolutely helps him. And the two of them together, like, they have so much freaking charisma together. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what they do. They just seem to be having so much fun. I just want to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care if they're wrestling or how they're wrestling, like what moves they do. They just look like they're having so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like that's the thing that I enjoy watching them with Eddie Kingston and Moxley. They don't even have to wrestle.
They
Just
look
seeing
like
them,
mischievous kids. Like, it's
yeah,
really fun.
yeah, just watching them on screen together, or whenever chance they get to be together on screen, they just look like they're having so much fun, and that's it feels good watching it too, because you can tell like they're just having so much fun. So that's what I'm enjoying about it.
Thus, my question: do they need to be a tag team? We just want to see them cut promos and have fun. Do they need to be a tag team? Clearly, the answer is no. Nobody needs to be a tag team. But would you prefer that they still be singles competitors, but still have that, still cut promos backstage, and be kind of like a two-man faction?
Mhm. Well, John Moxley, I mean, like he still does singles competition. I mean, like there's no doubt about it. So,
Right. So, okay. So I always ask questions which, the answers are pretty obvious, but it leads to sort of like a small discussion. And I
mhm,
guess what I'm really getting to here is I'm not really happy about the fact that John Moxley and Eddie Kingston have a shot at the tag team titles over a team like the Acclaimed, who they recently beat on Dynamite,
mhm,
who, and forget about the Acclaimed, there's Santana Ortiz, there's all these great tag teams who still have not had a shot at the titles. They're brand new. Like, I know it's John Moxley. I know he's a huge star. I know everybody, including myself, loves to watch Eddie Kingston and Moxley cut a promo. But what we love to see is them cutting a promo. It has
mhm.
nothing to do with them being a tag team.
Yeah, I feel like that sort of like just became by default, like the way this whole thing became came together, because like they weren't really established as a tag
Hmm.
team, but they just so happened to become a tag team. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess I see your point.
It just sort of happened, and I understand that they
Yeah,
had like
yeah.
a beef with the Young Bucks, the Young Schmucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, you have a good angle here. You have a good story of Eddie Kingston and John Moxley versus the Young Schmucks, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a story here. There's a lead up to this feud. Why not just take the belts away from the Young Schmucks, and then have the feud between Moxley, Kingston, and Young Schmucks, and put the belts on, say, I don't know, the Blondes, or the Acclaimed, or any of the great tag teams in AEW? Because now, once
Mm-hmm.
again, you have the same people in the main event. Like, it's like John Moxley's not in the main event for the heavyweight title. Now he's in the main event for the tag team title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I see your point. Like it is kind of weird, because like he was just main eventing with like the world heavyweight title, and then all of a sudden he's co-main eventing for a tag team
Yeah,
championship.
but I mean, a guy of the stature of John Moxley, like, of course he's going to be in the main event of every
Mm-hmm.
pay per view, and
But I
challenging for
don't think he
titles.
has
And
to. That's
He
the
doesn't
point I'm
have
trying to
to.
make.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I think the thing is, like, you could put any one of the great tag teams I've mentioned and the ones that I haven't mentioned into the main event, and still put John Moxley and Eddie Kingston in the pay per view in just a normal match, because all we want to see is them cut a promo.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sells tickets and gets ratings. Is watching these two guys talk,
so
make their little short films.
I know, but having the titles on the line adds a little more gravitas
Yeah,
to it, and it makes it
yeah.
appropriate to put it on a pay per view, because otherwise, this is just like an opening match for Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the belts in play.
Yeah, I kind of feel. like Pillman Jr. is so hot right now, especially because of the Dark Side of the Ring episode about his dad,
Hmm.
that watching them lose the main event this week on Dynamite was sort of disappointing. I mean, I know it's maybe a little too early to have that dude win the championship belts with Griff
Yes.
Garrison, but those two
And
dudes, are, like, I think they're my favorite tag team right
but
now.
I think that's good that we all felt disappointed.
Hmm.
Like it proves that, you know, the crowd is behind them and that they can just keep building on that. And then when they are ready, like I don't I don't see it as a negative necessarily to, you know, to be disappointed by a team losing.
Yeah.
I agree. I just the thing that bugs me is the fact that they have a shot at the champion. And I know, okay, I know they've been wrestling on Dark and Elevation. I get it. They are still a brand new tag team.
Hmm.
Anyways, moving on. So I guess Wild Thing is an ongoing thing. So are we happy that they are now using the Joan Jett version instead of the version from the Trogs?
I know Mariko must be happy. That's the one from Major Leagues.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it is. It's the exact version.
Yeah, you're totally right. Well, I mean,
That's
personally, I prefer the Trogs, but that's just because I
okay.
have a thing for UK garage rock from the
Hmm.
No, I
60s.
mean that's the better version. The original version is the best
Yeah,
version. And I
no,
love
it
Joan
sounds
Jett,
way
but come on.
dirtier, but I mean, I don't know, for whatever reason, the cover makes sense for me for especially Eddie and John Moxley together. And like Aaron said, like it's the full on callback
Yeah.
to Major League.
That's why I found it so funny. I was like, we were just talking about this last week, and they switched it to that version. I was
Yeah.
like,
So yeah, I don't think I was out to lunch making that comparison. Someone is putting down what I'm picking up.
yeah.
It's funny because the week prior on our movie podcast, Sorted Cinema, we were actually talking about that very same thing before he came out with the song because we were talking about Major League. But anyways,
Mhm.
I just think I think the original version is the better version, but I think this version suits them better because it's Joan Jett singing as opposed to a bunch of
Mhm.
dudes singing. I don't know. Okay. Did the acclaimed okay, so this question kind of like links back to what I was just ranting about. But anyways, did the acclaimed deserve to lose to a newly formed tag team, even if said tag team features John Moxley?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
He's held the belt.
that's true. That was a very
He
good
has
point.
to come out stronger than guys who have never held a belt.
Hmm.
End of story.
That is very true.
That is the perfect answer. On a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Max Caster's rap track this week? And do you think he told John Moxley he would bring up his wife into his rap battle? Well, not rap battle, his rap diss, whatever you call it, his rap track.
Diss track. I want to say no.
Yeah, I was just gonna say too. I'm gonna say
Because the
no.
other thing is, what he did say was so cleverly worded
Hmm.
that I don't think that he would have necessarily needed to get a blessing from Moxley.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way he cut it, I was like, if I was in that position with that wrestler and what, like, in kayfabe, I wouldn't be upset. I thought it was really well delivered and well placed. So
I mean, it was his best rap so far. I mean, it was
Mhm.
amazing. It was. There's no way John Moxley knew he was going to say that.
there's no way,
No.
especially
And the
that
way
they.
he sold it too was really great. I don't think Moxley knew what was coming,
Yeah,
but like he knew, Max knew that Mox would know how to go, and it was perfect. Just like charging him before the bell was perfect.
I
Mhm.
love how Anthony Bowens at the end was like, "What? We just want to be on our podcast."
yeah.
Yes, it was perfect. Did you see Renee's response on Twitter?
Yes, I don't remember what she said. Something about they need to.
Oh, get more W's. I think it was get more
Yeah, it was
W's,
something like get a
Yeah.
W and a blue check and maybe we'll talk.
Yeah.
And then she just posted the gif of Conor McGregor being like, "Who the fuck's that?"
Yeah, it was good response from Renee Paquette. I like that one.
Speaking of Twitter, I love it when the wrestlers will actually retweet and like what you tweet. And
Mhm.
so Jericho does it all the time. He's great. There's a few wrestlers who they will retweet whatever it is that I tweet about them. But for the first time, Jade actually liked and retweeted something I wrote about her. And it had to do with her promo this week, which I could not stop laughing because what's his face walks in, he strolls in, he starts talking to her, and she's like, "Who the hell's that dude?" Could not stop laughing. She's amazing.
Yeah. And that outfit,
That
so
was
good.
Okay, next question. Are you interested in seeing Frankie Kazarian hunt down each member of the Elite one by one and take revenge like he's Dirty Harry?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Well, of course you're going to say no, Aaron, because you love the Young Schmucks
no,
and
no,
Kenny
no.
Omega.
I'm gonna say like what I was gonna say is like I would love to see it, but I just feel like he's just gonna fail every single time. Like how are you gonna?
Okay, no. So remember the original Punisher movie?
Yeah.
The original one, right? With what's his
Thomas
face?
Jane?
Yeah, Thomas. Jane.
Yes. That, by the way, he's an amazing Punisher. Movie not so good, but he was great in the roles.
I heartily agree.
So I picture Frankie Kazarian as sort of like the new Punisher, right? And
He was all
he
decked out in black.
he strolls
sure.
into AEW and he fucking goes after the Elite one by one, starting with the Young Schmucks, starting with Nick Jackson, man. I mean, like, I want to see him take everyone out. Like, yeah, for sure. I want to see this. Old man Frankie K with a beard, like he's Logan from, Logan.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah, that is actually the way you describe it, that would be an awesome look.
Yeah,
I'm
Frankie, duffel bag,
Mhm.
mean mug.
Like I said, like I'm just curious to see like how this is all going to play out. We'll see. I'm excited for it. I have no problem with it.
No, I want it to be like Ricky said, like a full on like little short film.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just like the
Like
Punisher thing.
super gritty 70s style something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like throwing the Young Schmucks off a bridge, putting Kenny Omega in a limo and blowing it up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did the Pinnacle dinner scene suck, or am I crazy? Because it was funny. They were eating rare steaks, and Sean Spears fights with a waiter. Like I don't know. Like I don't know why people love this scene so much. This sequence, this promo, this whatever.
What I loved the most out of it was it opened with Wardlow just like long necking an entire bottle of wine, and
Yeah.
that made me really happy.
Yeah.
But the bit that you're talking about was Sean Spears when he like I don't know, tries to intimidate the waiter and later like physically tries to beat him up. And it's just like stop trying to make fetch happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know Sean Spears the character is meant to be this ruthless dude, but none of us buy it. We will never fucking buy it. Like as much as I appreciate his ability as a wrestler and like his chill attitude as a person, I don't know how to make Sean Spears actually intimidating. They've tried so many different ways, and I guess he's just too genuinely goofy, but it just never comes off as
You
like
can't. It's not who. JR said this in the Brian Pillman Dark Side of the Ring documentary. He's like, the best wrestlers are always the wrestlers in which their in-ring persona is very closely to their real life persona. He's trying to be something he's not, and that's why it never works.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's not Brian Pillman. He's not the loose cannon. Like he's beating up a waiter who's 100 pounds wet, 5'2". He's a waiter. Like, how does that make you look tough?
I don't know, but it's just the only angle I could take away from this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, even the waiter forgot he existed. So I'm like, like it's like what you guys said. Like it's just that there's just something, but they keep trying to get something over with Sean Spears, and it's just not working. If for some reason it's just not working, I don't get it. So
turn Ronnie face. I don't know. Like I like his ring work. I like it when he does comedy stuff. He's actually quite gifted in comedy stuff.
But he doesn't have to try so hard. He could just be the fifth wheel, the fifth man who's quiet and just does his job. Like, I mean, Wardlow doesn't talk much.
Yeah, but he's 7 feet tall and built like a truck.
Do we need another Wardlow character in that faction? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, like how many strong silent types do we need?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if we're meant to believe that Sean Spears is like the unpredictable one, it's just like, I mean, I can buy he's unpredictable more than I can buy he's intimidating.
Can't he be the voice of reason? Wouldn't that have been a better fit for him? The guy who's smart, intelligent, a real good businessman, and puts everyone in check when the rest of them lose their cool. He's the voice of reason. I think that would work better for him.
You know what? You do that. That is a very good character for him to play.
Of course it is, Aaron, because you're talking to me. I'm always right. And Tony Khan hacks the podcast, and then they start stealing our ideas.
Now that you cut that angle, I'm like, because he certainly does have that face. He's got that look where he would be like the person, you know, with the more sensible thought in that faction.
Well, so, I mean, even his wrestling style, like he's a thinking man's wrestler. Like he's very what do they call it? Cerebral as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And I think that should become more of his character.
And it would make more sense what he's like the nickname, the chairman. Like it would work both ways, right?
Yes. So. Yes.
Yeah, make him like the more business savvy guy. Like yes, you know, MJF is in charge and you know, whatever, but yeah, just
well, because
like, I like Sean so much. I want to figure out the tweak that's needed to make it work.
Because it seems like MJF is more of like the loose cannon, because like he does go off, like, you know, there's been a couple of months where he does go off the handle. So
yeah, but I mean, it's a heel faction, so they're all just like rageaholics, anyways.
Well, MJF is a sociopath.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Big time.
Yeah.
Jake Hager. Woo, boy. He cut a promo this week. Boy, did he not do well. Rico. Jake Hager.
I don't know. To me, he's like my Jade. We're like, he's so bad, he's great.
I'll take that, because it's like, there's just something about the way he delivers his promos, and I'm just like,
oh, I thought it would be funny if a lady walked out like Jade and gave him shit for his misogyny. And then he's like all dumbfounded and looking goofy and doesn't understand what's going on and starts apologizing. Like I think he would be great in a comedy angle, a comedy skit.
Well, they did have a comedy angle a bit with Sammy Hager. I mean, during that time anyway.
That's right.
So, at that time, I did like Jake Hager, because he didn't have to say much, and he never really has to say much. All he had to do was say championships, and I absolutely loved it. Oh my god,
yeah.
So if we could just get back to that point in time, at some point, that would be just great.
You know, we're going to talk about this in the main event, but I'm really going to miss the Inner Circle if they break up. Okay, we got about 2 more minutes, and I got about 2 or 3 more questions. So, how are we liking Miro's new promos, his quote-unquote Unchained promos?
I like it.
Yeah.
Huge improvement. I cannot stop laughing when he was like talking about, we all die. I just don't want to die first. Like, what?
That was a pretty good promo with
also like... big shout out to Jesus.
Yeah. when he opened like thanking Jesus and stuff, I'm like, I didn't take you much of a religious man, but sure.
Oh yeah, for
sure. He's super religious.
Oh really?
I was watching, because he posts highlights from his Twitch stuff on YouTube sometimes. So he was doing a little thing after winning, and yeah, the first 20 minutes was about thanking Jesus for protecting him during the match and whatnot. And it's cool that he's a person of faith. It was just, again, the juxtaposition of this like absolute monster heel just being like, thank you, Jesus, very much.
Yeah, exactly. It was
weird, but it kind of made it even scarier in a way. Because you're like, oh, dude, that guy's got God on his side? Oh, man.
For real, I just love it. I love Miro right now. Like, I'm still like a little bummed that Darby Allin is no longer the champion, but man, Miro is fantastic, and I cannot wait for his
Yeah,
match. with
I
Darby.
hope this goes somewhere really good for him. Because it was a great match. And yeah, I'm loving how just vicious he is.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Eddie Kingston for stealing the Young Schmucks Nike shoes.
Oh my god.
Not really a question, just a statement I needed to make. And the last question. Are you ready for this? Is it just me? Maybe because I'm not American, I don't know, but Cody feels like he's the real heel in the feud with Anthony Ogogo.
I think it's kind of like the whole like Bret Hart thing back in the day, where in the US he was a heel because he was like being anti-American and stuff, but when he came to Canada, he was a face.
That is very true.
They had to book his matches as though he were face. Like,
here's my issue with Cody. And by the way, I know we always seem to like complain about Cody. I think we're all big fans of Cody. It's just that his character sometimes is really funny, because my issue with Cody in this storyline is he decided to have an entire well, actually, you know what, maybe that's unfair. I just kind of feel like it's Cody versus the UK, and when really it's Cody versus Anthony Ogogo.
He does like to make things bigger than they are.
Right. Anthony Ogogo came out and, you know, he said some shit about the USA, but I feel like Cody is the one who really pitted country versus country, not Anthony Ogogo.
Ogogo's Twitter game has been pretty anti-American.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, in a jokey way, but yeah.
Because Anthony Ogogo is actually a really nice dude in real life. From what I've seen,
I have no doubt.
Yeah, from what I've seen based on his social media feeds and previous interviews, I mean, he seems like a real cool dude. I feel like he would make a better face, is what I'm trying to say.
They'll get there.
Yeah, I feel like he'll get there. I mean, like right now, we just need it. We need Ogogo needs this right now just to like get his character over or get himself over. But I think he's on the right path to like become a huge star in AEW for sure.
But can he wrestle?
Yeah, I think that is the bigger question. But unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get it until after this feud with Cody.
But do you think that this is going to be a storyline, kind of like bringing in Mr. T, and it's really just for a pay-per-view event, and he's just, maybe he starts doing commentary, like he's not actually going to stick around as part of a faction as a wrestler?
That is the one question, like if he can wrestle, because I can't remember.
I mean, he's been training now for years, so like he was their first prospect when they announced the company. He was their first developmental prospect. So, you know, he has been training. He's been training in the US for at least a year at this point.
Yeah.
So I guess he's really just selling the whole angle about protecting his eyes when Cody's like got him at the corner.
Oh yeah.
Like that's going to be his weakness, right? Like he's going to be unstoppable unless you hit him in the eyes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a video game, kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Anyways, all right. That is Ricky's rapid fire questions. Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we are going to start talking Double or Nothing 2021. What's going to happen? What do we want to happen? What don't we want to happen?
If you think that you could win, that's a wild thing. I heard you need an ice water with your mild wings. You a punk boy, sweating on the real. Beat your butt so bad, you be begging for a shield. Kingston, I'ma throw your ass in the garbage. Even worse, I'ma send you back to Chikara. Should've just retired, homie, when you had the chance. Acclaim make you disappear like you Bagger Vance. You trying to get a title shot? Are you joking? We'll blow you up. The Acclaimed is explosive. The only shot that you get is in a shot glass. Both of you should have a podcast, cause you just talk. Y'all are all talk. Moxley and Kingston getting hauled off. Take a walk. Fake tough guys, fooling everybody with your made up lies. Talk. Y'all are all talk. Y'all are all talk. Spoilers, Anthony Anthony and Max are winning. No escape now, like you going back to prison. Fake tough guys, really you just lack attention. Probably think you're so hard cause you had detention. Trying to skip over the line, that's a bad decision. Call up Tony Khan, isn't he the statistician? The Acclaim, we've been running through the tag division. So your title hopes are gonna be an apparition. Loss, you gon' take a loss. Acclaim, keep it 900 like we Tony Hawk. Saw your last promo, I was dozing off. Tegan and Sarah think that you should call it off. Cause you talk, y'all are all talk. Moxley and Kingston getting hauled off. Take a walk. Fake tough guys, fooling everybody with your made up lies. Talk, y'all are all talk. Talk, y'all are all talk. This guy's big but a small talker. Lights you up like Lady Gaga's dog walker.
And we're back. So I think the easiest way to do this is we're just going to go through the card for Double or Nothing and give our opinions of what we think is going to happen, why we think it's going to happen, and how we feel about it if it does happen.
Yeah, can we kind of mix it up or what we want to happen? Because I think we're all going to be on the same page as to what we think is going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. I don't have the card in front of me, so I'm hoping you do, Mariko.
Yes, I do.
Surprise me. What are the matches? I have no idea what's going to happen.
Okay, let's start with probably the most complicated one, and we're going to go with the Casino Battle Royale. So this has a butt ton of people in it. It's another title shot match at the end of it. So we also have a lot of different factions being represented in this match. So I think that's going to be a lot of the entertainment value is how those various feuds play out in the Battle Royal. So we have Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta El Zero Miedo, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, The Blade, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana. Oh, Preston Vance. Okay, I've noticed they've started moving away from the numbers thing with Dark Order. Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, QT Marshall, Nick Camarado, Dustin Rhodes, and Lee Johnson. There is also going to be a secret entrant, as there usually is for the Casino Battle Royal. So
CM Punk.
Oh my god, it's like the wrestling equivalent of Shannon Freebird.
Oh, the Joker's going to be the big show.
What?
Is
What?
the Joker coming last, or he comes in whenever like it's random?
It's usually last. Yeah, like when Brian Cage made his debut.
I think it would be funny as hell if Big Show walked out.
I think yeah.
I think it'd be funny as hell too.
But what I'm kind of hoping is maybe not necessarily a new hire, but like borrowing somebody from another promotion that they're working with. Like I would love to see like a NJPW person show up.
I know what's going to happen. So Christian's going to win. Okay. And what I want to see happen is I want to see Daniel Bryan show up as the Joker. That
would be, because here's the thing, right? Because like we're going to Double or Nothing 2021. It's going to be a sold out stadium, from what I understand.
Sold out show.
Well,
I mean, if they sell out.
Yeah,
it's sold out in 20 minutes.
Oh, there you go. It's sold out.
Okay, so like you have the roar and the pop of the crowd. Like it better be someone big, man.
Yo,
or at least
the
like
crowd's
something
gonna be insane. Come on, insane.
So I'm just hoping that they got to get someone.
It's going to be Jungle Boy at the very end with someone like Christian, and someone huge is going to come out, and it could be Daniel Bryan because his contract did end, and there's rumors that he's going to Impact, which is weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
I don't know. There's a lot of money over at WWE, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that needs the money.
No, he really doesn't. He doesn't really care.
Okay, so I mean, Mariko, who do you think is going to win? Like, I mean, does anyone else think Christian's not going to win?
Well, they certainly made it the angle does sound like Christian Cage might win the whole thing because they have been pointing the camera at him as often as they can when it comes to like showcasing the Casino Battle Royale. So I guess the idea is that he might win. Best case scenario, I can see Christian Cage in the final four. I don't know how I feel about him winning the Casino Battle Royale though, because like
Yeah.
I'm sure
But
he's just
then it's kind of like, okay, if he doesn't win, then who does?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
But
that's the
by the way,
question.
for anyone who doesn't catch on to me joking around, Paul White is actually doing the commentary, so that's why I thought it would be funny that Paul White walks in and becomes like the
I mean,
secret man.
apparently he does have a performer's contract, so
Yeah.
I know, but wouldn't it be amazing if the dude who's doing the commentary actually just gets up and walks into the match and starts wrestling?
Oh, I love that. I love that when that happens. Yes.
Yeah, that would be. I would love to see that happen
Like
one
my
day.
favorite ever clip of Booker T.
Yeah, I would.
Where he's calling the match, gets into the match, continues calling his own work in the match.
So sorry, just to be clear, you said the winner gets a shot at a title. What title?
The World Championship.
Okay, so I mean, sorry, no offense to Matt Sydal, no Hobbs, no anyone from the Dark Order, no Matt Hardy, no. Like, I mean, anyone who's part of a tag team, no. So that leaves us with Penta, that leaves us with Dustin Rhodes and Lee Johnson, who no. So
no, because the other thing too is that like with this faction versus faction stuff, like to me that kind of like cancels them out in a way. So like Nightmare Family and the Factory are going to be going after each other. Hardy Family Office and Dark Order are going to be going after each other. The two tag teams are going to be going after each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Matt Sydal, Christian Cage, and Penta. My money's on Penta, or in Jungle Boy, but my money's on Penta out of those four.
Yeah, but Jungle Boy is still part of a tag team, which is why I don't think he would win. I think he's going to last to the very end, though.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to get some really, again, like good star-making moments out of this. But
now, if you ask me who I want to win, I want Jungle Boy to win. I want Daniel Bryan to come out, or I want Jungle Boy to win.
Yeah.
But Christian Cage, if I had to put money on it right now, like if we're actually going to place bets here, I'm putting my $50 on Christian Cage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like if I was gonna bet on a wrestler to win this whole thing, it would be Christian Cage. Just because like we've already like teased, it's already been teased that he's after the AEW championship, and it's probably like the best way to like sort of skyrocket his storyline to an AEW championship match.
Yeah.
Just
get that out of the system so that we can.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I really wanted to be more excited about Christian Cage.
Hey, the last match he had was really good.
It was good. So... It was good.
Yeah, like it was great. It was a great match. Plus, you know, I don't mind the idea of seeing Christian Cage against Kenny Omega. So
yeah, I wonder.
We'll see.
I do worry that he can keep up, but I'm gonna put my money on whoever the secret person is because I just want to know who they are. I hope it's a good reveal.
I'm telling you, man, packed house is it better be a damn good reveal, or else, you know, I can imagine a lot of people booing. So
Okada.
Ooh, yeah. Yes.
There's no way in hell, but
you never know. Who knows?
In Priest.
That is a long shot.
Well, he can't because he's on contract.
Exactly.
Bring that man to AEW. He's amazing. Anyways, all right. So next match, what do we got?
Okay, next match. We're gonna go through all the non-title matches first, I think. So next up, we have Adam Hangman Page versus Brian, the Swolverine Cage.
Who won the last match between these dudes? It was Brian Cage, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it to Page, not Cage.
I agree, but I also feel like maybe this can be part of Brian Cage leaving Team Taz.
Yeah.
I kind of want them to become a tag team. I think that could be really fun.
You know what? You do cut a very good angle. I like that idea. Hangman Adam Page and Cage. Yes.
Page and Cage.
Yes. I like that idea.
Yeah, I want this to be about Brian Cage leaving Team Taz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I felt like the writing was on the wall like a while ago, right? Weren't they like cutting a promo where like
They had the angle going for like a bunch of weeks where it seemed like Brian Cage was going to like leave Team Taz, and that never happened. I'm not sure why. It seemed like they just dropped that idea. I don't want to see Brian Cage leave Team Taz. I like Team Taz. I think it's too early to break up Team Taz.
I don't think they're breaking them up. They already have a big guy. Just go with the other big guy.
yeah, exactly. Just go with the other big guy.
Okay, if I had to put my money on it, once again, I would say that Brian Cage loses the match because someone from Team Taz interferes like Will Hobbs, and that's why he loses the match. So therefore, it starts a feud between Brian Cage and Will Hobbs. That would be fantastic. That's what I think is going to happen. Adam Page gets the win.
Yeah, I think we're kind of agreed on that one.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
All right, next one is Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo.
Well, I mean, this one's tricky.
Yeah.
It is tricky.
The reason why this is tricky is that, it's Cody.
It's Cody, yes. It's like
Cody's kind of like I don't think Cody's as bad as Triple H, where Triple H would always just like get all the title shots and the wins and get all the big matches.
It's just gonna be this Rocky thing, man. It's like, of course,
Yes.
Cody's gonna win.
It's going to be Rocky 3.
Yes.
Because it's definitely not the first two, because those were good movies.
You think Cody's gonna win?
Yes, I think Cody's gonna win.
There's no way they're gonna bury Anthony Ogogo so soon. There's no way.
I don't think it's gonna be in a way that buries Anthony Ogogo, but there's gonna be somehow, some way Cody's gonna win.
And
Anthony
he's
Ogogo's
going to
gonna
be
win.
bleeding.
Yes.
Ogogo's gonna win. Rhodes is gonna be so hurt. He's gonna be carried out on a stretcher. Spotlight on Cody for the entire pay-per-view. Updates on his condition. Is he okay? Is he alive? Is he gonna survive? The whole martyr complex. He's gonna take some time off because Brandy's having a baby. Ogogo wins.
If they cut that angle, man, there'd better be an angle where Anthony Ogogo gets on the Nightmare Express and runs over Cody.
You know what? But I mean, they could do something like that. Like he could get run over before the match in the parking lot, and
He could by his own bus. Why not? That would be so apropos.
They could also crucify the man in the ring. I think Anthony Ogogo should walk out with a fake tattoo of the UK on his neck.
Oh.
I know all this taking jabs at Cody, but it's just like, I don't know.
He can take it. He sets himself up for them.
He does. He certainly does.
He knows his public image.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, so like, all jokes aside, I don't know. I still think, Cody Rhodes is going to win this match. I don't know.
Yeah, as much as I like, it really could go either way, because it would make sense to write Cody off TV for a little while so he can have some pat leave and whatnot. But at the same time, it's Cody Rhodes, the American martyr. Is he really going to lose on a pay-per-view to a foreign heel? I don't know.
In front of a packed crowd? I mean...
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's... I mean, like, just to be fair, though, like I do say that Cody Rhodes is going to win, but there is, like... I'm probably, like, 75% sure to, like, he might win, so...
Yeah, I'm honestly with you. Like,
Yeah.
like I said, it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
History has taught me that it's more likely going to be one thing, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the case.
Yeah, so we'll see. What about you, Rick? What's your?
I told you, I think Ogogo is going to win. Like, I think someone's going to cheat. I don't know, QT Marshall's going to interfere. Something's going to happen. He's going to win. He's not going to win fair and square, but I think he's going to, I think basically, like, someone's going to interfere. Cody's going to be distracted. He's going to hit him with the punch. Cody's going to go down. He's going to hit him with a punch. Cody's gonna start bleeding. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be very dramatic, like lots of drama, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Like if Anthony Ogogo was to win, you certainly I feel like they would probably do exactly what you just
Dude,
said.
he's gonna be carried out in a stretcher. Brandy's
Yeah.
gonna run in. She's gonna be
Mhm.
screaming. She's gonna be all pregnant and stuff. Like she's gonna be like screaming. Oh my god! It's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be dramatic. I'm telling you, watch.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe.
Nick Comoroto's gonna like body slam QT afterwards. The faction's gonna split. It's gonna be dramatic. It's gonna be good stuff. Can't wait.
Mhm.
It's gonna be the highlight of the night.
If they're not all too tired out from the big battle royal, so royal.
Oh, that's true. I forgot they're
okay.
I forgot they're in the battle. Yeah, it's true. They're in the battle royal.
All right, so there's only one more non-title match to talk about, but that is the Stadium Stampede between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle.
Yes, but there's also Sting and Darby Allin versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, right?
Oh, I forgot that was also happening at the.
I think it's happening at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay, so which do you want to do first?
I feel like it would be quicker to go through the Sting and Darby Allin thing because
it's pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward.
Involved.
I mean, you think because this is complicated because you have Sting, a legend, returning to the ring, first time in 6 years in front of a crowd, wrestling live, not including cinematic matches, wrestling with Darby Allin, maybe the most popular, if not second most popular wrestler in AEW, versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Do you want to bury Page and Sky so quickly as a tag team? Their first match has a tag team on a big, huge event. Do you want?
Yes, because they should be a tag team.
Yeah, I know. But it's just this weird thing where what is AEW going to decide? I don't think Sting and Allin should lose this match.
No, I don't think they can or should lose this match.
I think they should have an ongoing thing with Sting and Darby Allin where they win each and every single match they ever wrestle as a team. I think Sting and Allin are going to win, and I think Sting's going to get the pin. I don't have an issue with them being friends. I just don't need a new tag team, which I know they're not really a tag team, but they sort of like set them up to be a tag team, which is weird.
Yeah, it's true. Like you do kind of good point because like the way this Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page thing happened, like I don't know, it came with like so little fanfare. I mean, because
it really seemed out of nowhere, but like I think I understand why they're doing it. As far as Scorpio Sky just really needing some help in the charisma department and getting him across as a heel now that he's made the switch. Like I feel like they haven't just that Ethan Page brings a lot to that side of things for Scorpio.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it does. I don't know. It doesn't seem to do. Aside from like him, because I know why Scorpio Sky is beefing with Darby Allin just because of like the whole like Face of the Revolution.
Yeah.
So I get that, but the Ethan Page part of it is just why.
Well, Ethan Page has a history with Darby Allin. The thing is, the history comes with him wrestling Darby Allin in the Indies. So a lot of us, most of us, haven't seen these matches.
Yeah,
so
the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this at all. I think I think it makes good use of Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Sting, and keeps Darby Allin out of the TNT Championship spotlight. So I'm all good with this feud. I just can't see Sting losing his first. Like the thing is, Sting could lose his first match if his partner were to get pinned. Except I can't see Darby Allin actually getting pinned. Like that's the problem. Like if it was Sting and I don't know Matt Sydal, okay, Sting loses because Sydal gets pinned. But there's no way I see Darby Allin getting pinned.
Yeah, because that would just pinning a former champion would just like put over the opponent like so much.
If Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky win, they will win only and only if Ethan Page gets the win, not Scorpio Sky. No offense.
Yeah, I just don't see either of them going over in this match. Yeah, like you said, like it's Sting's first like live wrestling match since he
Hmm.
joined AEW. Like he's not gonna lose. His team's not
Exactly.
gonna lose. Like
Hmm.
Okay, can we please just get rid of the snow? Like, do not come out during a pay-per-view event with a live crowd and still have fucking snow. Okay, it's summertime. Like, let's move away
But
from the
winter is
snow.
coming.
No, winter already came, right? That's just
we don't even like that reference anymore.
I know. I agree with you guys.
Yeah. All right. So moving back up to the Stadium Stampede. What do we think's going to happen? Can it possibly live up to the original? No, of course not.
Hmm.
How do we think this is going to happen? You know, a lot of people are speculating it's going to be a much more serious tone, much more brutal. Like, how do you think that's actually going to play out in the match?
It's a very good question because like the first Stadium Stampede was very comedic, right? There's a lot of like comedic spots in that first Stadium Stampede. So if like we expect the second one to be this bloody, vicious like Stadium Stampede version, like I don't know what to think of it.
I don't think it could be better, Mariko. I think you're right. I think just because tonally it's going to be different and
Hmm.
expectations are going to be so high, and because they once again put this stupid stipulation, it can kind of maybe deflate the tension because like you're going to be like, okay, well, Inner Circle is clearly going to lose.
Hmm.
Um, I think the biggest mistake they made going into this was putting the stipulation into the match. Like it should have just been a rematch and that's all. And then we can speculate if we think Inner Circle is going to break up or not. But now it seems like Inner Circle is going to lose and they are going to break up.
Hmm. I mean, we say we made this comment too on the last podcast where it's like the stipulation, like the you know if it was going to give away that Inner Circle was going to lose or not. I mean,
I mean,
the
Aaron, they're doing an entire like
I know,
throwback
I know.
on Dynamite the Friday night before about looking back at the best moments of the Inner
Hmm.
Circle's I'm not gonna say career but run. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's like
but what if
it
it's like one big swerve? Like imagine, I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
love that. I would love that.
Yeah,
Obviously, we'd all love that.
it would
But
be amazing if it's a big swerve and they introduce someone new into the Inner Circle
it's
who
possible. I mean, like in Stadium Stampede, anything can happen. I mean, like we've had like 5 versions of Matt Hardy inside Stadium Stampede.
let
So,
me ask you a question though, Aaron. So let me ask you a question. So most fans say, like us, that they are going to end the Inner Circle because everyone sort of like hit a brick wall. Like Sammy needs to
hmm.
leave in order to chase a championship. Santana Ortiz need to like do their own thing to chase tag team belts. Do they really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, already the roster is so packed. We still do not have the next show, Rampage. It still has not premiered, right?
Yeah.
So, like, splitting up the Inner Circle right now, okay, I mean, there's still a lot of great wrestlers, great talent out there that are chasing belts. I would love to see Sammy chase like the TNT championship, but he could still do that as part of the Inner Circle. Like I know Chris Jericho likes to always evolve and change,
Hmm.
and that's what's great about Jericho. But I mean, I feel like I don't think the Inner Circle feels stale or old or they've overwhelmed their stay. I think they're
Hmm.
still fresh and they bring in ratings and people love watching the Inner Circle.
Yeah.
then we
I
need to
mean,
answer the question of why aren't these people getting the title shots as part of the faction?
I think it's just because there's too many great wrestlers and they have things that they can do with them as part of a faction, which is, for example, feud with the Pinnacle. It's the same reason why MJF doesn't get a championship title match because you know what I mean. Like, I mean, to give a guy like MJF the title, you need to keep the title on that guy for like a year. You can't,
hmm.
you know what I mean? So like you're stuck with MJF with the belt around his waist for like a year, kind of like Kenny Omega and John Moxley and Chris Jericho. Like I think they know these dudes are young, and everyone just needs to be patient. And everyone's going to get their shot at the championship eventually.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
The question here is, do we need to break up the Inner Circle? I still think it's too early. I know I'm alone or I'm a minority because most people think they need to break up. I'm just not convinced.
Yeah. I feel like Chris Jericho said it the best, right? That the inner circle is not really a faction, it's more of a family. So like even I don't know. Just the way he cut that line, it was like I saw them less as a faction after that and more,
Because he said that, Aaron, I'm going to change my mind. I think the Inner Circle is going to win this match.
Mhm.
And also because they lost the first.
Exactly. I mean that's the one thing too, because like they're coming into like the second Stadium Stampede. Like, wouldn't it suck for Inner Circle to like just lose two Stadium Stampedes in
Yep.
a row?
And to break up as a faction, totally. I think you're right. I changed my mind. Inner Circle's winning. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm going to be really upset if the Inner Circle loses the match, but we'll see. It's kind of I'm kind of glad we had this conversation because I was going into this match thinking they were going to for sure lose, and now Aaron, you got me thinking I could be wrong. So moving forward, what do we got next?
All right, we're getting into championship territory. So we're gonna start with the AEW Tag Team Championship, which is the Young Bucks versus Mox and Kingston.
Yeah, okay, I'll be honest. This is the match I'm least excited for. I've already stated why at the opening of the show. I just, I love John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. I'm going to be really excited to see the pop that they get when they walk out with the song Wild Thing playing in the background.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, but they're not gonna win.
I think they're gonna win. This would be the best time to get the titles off of the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I just don't know if I want the titles on another makeshift tag team again. I mean, as much as I love them together.
Mm,
How long have the Young Bucks had the championship belts now?
since
2 pay-per-views or 1? 2, right?
2.
I feel like they can lose. I feel like this can go either way.
Yeah, to my mind, it kind of has more to do with whatever's going to happen to Kenny
Mhm.
and his match. But yeah, I don't see them winning, but I see us having a lot of fun watching the match.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
No,
agree. I
I'm
would want them to win, but I don't think they're going to win.
no. I think John Moxley and Eddie Kingston is gonna win. I'm willing to put money down on
I
this.
mean, if that happens, I will pop my socks off.
Mhm.
And I'll let Eddie shove them into his pocket with a little smirk, because that's my favorite thing ever.
Wow. Okay, so we're on a different page on this one.
Mhm.
Aaron's going for Eddie and John, and we think the Young Bucks are going to win. Okay, we all want Moxley and Kingston to sort of win, but
Yeah, we just want them to win everything all the time.
Mhm.
All right. So tag team belts, TNT Championship, Miro versus Lance Archer, Monster versus Monster.
I mean, look, I'm a huge fan of Lance Archer. I've been saying forever that they should put a belt on this dude, which would be the TNT Championship. The problem is Miro just won, so like, does Lance Archer really stand a chance? No.
But then what happens to Lance Archer again? Like
That is a very good question.
That is
Because
the problem with the booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of thinking maybe they are going to give it to Lance Archer. Because
Mhm.
as much as I like Miro, it does make more sense for him to be sort of a transitional champion.
Yeah.
Wow, taking the belt off Miro so soon.
I know. But
I
like
could.
that's not to say he won't get it back.
Mhm.
But I kind of feel like Lance really needs it.
Mhm.
He needs something. Something needs to happen with Lance.
Yeah, I'm totally with Mariko. Like I would not have problems with seeing Miro as a transitional champion. I mean, because AEW has done exactly what they needed to do with Miro. Is that you get him over as this unhinged monster. So, but Lance Archer would just make more sense as a champion, just because this is his second title shot at the TNT Championship. So I don't see why not give it to him at this point.
Yeah, otherwise, how many
Yeah,
times are you a bridesmaid before you just start coming to the wedding?
Yeah, exactly. Or else, like if Miro is still if Lance Archer loses again, like you're just, I don't know, it just be bad.
Look, if Miro loses the match, he needs to lose the match with sort of like a surprise, not a small package, but some sort of like something's got to happen that's going to distract him. He's going to like lose because of a distraction, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's going to be
Yeah.
some weirdness, whether it's like Kip showing up or something.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen him at all for a while, and like I know
Yeah.
he's taking time off for injury, whatever. But yeah, I think maybe Kip and Penelope are gonna show up and like fuck up Miro's world a little.
Yeah.
I that's what I would want to see, because I think I do think that would be a good way to create a new storyline for Miro. Have Lance Archer finally win a championship, do something with Lance, not bury Lance Archer. That seems to be the best solution for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I just sadly think that Lance Archer is going to lose. Anyways, we'll see. Next.
We'll see.
All right. I think the next one we all know what's going to happen. Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker.
Not only do I think Dr. Britt Baker is going to win, I think she's going to win fair and square. And you know why? It's because Shida's had the belt for exactly a year. She can afford to lose to Britt Baker, who wins fair and square without needing to cheat.
Yeah, I would almost kind of like it if, like, I don't know, Rebel tries to cheat on her behalf, and then like Shida does something about it and then fucks up, and that's how Britt gets the win. But I don't know yet.
I could see that happening. I mean, like, I was like, because Hikaru Shida has come off like many times, like, as just this very smart champion, you know. Like, I'm sure there's got to be something that Rebel is gonna pull. She'll try to like counter it, and maybe like Britt Baker, you know, gets her win that way. So either way,
I agree. I would prefer to see Baker win.
Yeah,
totally clean.
I honest to God think that this is the only 100% true sort of like, it's got to happen. There's no ifs or maybes or buts. Britt Baker is winning.
Yeah.
We all are agreed on what's going to happen. It's just a question of how. All right, and now the true wild card of all of the matches. A 3-way world championship match between Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, and the Bastard Pack.
I mean, you know, the thing is, it would be great for AEW to have Orange Cassidy win the championship belt, because he's
100%.
One of the three most popular wrestlers in the company who sells more T-shirts than Kenny Omega would ever dream of selling. I just don't know if they would take away the championship belt from Kenny Omega. It would be great if Omega loses and the Young Bucks lose. That would be fantastic. And I kind of feel like that would be the best solution, the best decision, because it would usher in a new era of champions.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with that.
That would be nice. And I mean, with Double or Nothing being their flagship show, I think, you know, it's kind of the way that like WrestleMania like resettles the playing field every year. I feel like Double or Nothing, you know, if they do decide to do that, which they very well could, and honestly, frankly, I would kind of really like it if they did. This is the place to do it. Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree. Like, I would love to see Orange Cassidy as the AEW champion. It's just, you know, it's Kenny Omega. Like, I feel like this whole like belt collector story thing, like, it just, I feel like this is taking too much of like the spotlight, you know.
I know, and the problem with him collecting all the belts, it's good for Kenny Omega, it's bad for AEW, because we all know Kenny Omega is not going to lose because he has 3 championship belts. Before he loses AEW's title, he's going to lose the title from the other promotion. So that's the problem. Like, if he were to lose this title, it makes their title seem less compared to, say, Impact or...
Yeah, that's true. You make a very good point.
So there's no way Kenny Omega is going to lose, and that's what sucks about this whole No Offense crossover. Like, I know on paper it seems like a good idea, but it's not really a great idea. Like, not the way they are doing it, because it hurts AEW at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
I'm just not excited about the outcome, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, we feel like we have a predetermined outcome just because of like who is in the match and what is going on in the storyline. It's just I feel like it's just a little too predictable. These are like one of the matches that I feel like is really predictable.
Most matches are predictable. Like, you look at the history of WWE, WCW, whatever. The thing is, it's like, this is why I don't like stipulations, for example, because I find that a lot of times when they do specific things, in this case it's not a stipulation, it's just the fact that he has like all these titles, it pretty much solidifies that there's no way that this dude's going to lose the match. Like, it doesn't matter like how good Orange Cassidy wrestles or how great Pac is, he's not losing the belt because he has these other two belts that he needs to lose first. I don't know, I could be totally wrong, maybe, but I seriously doubt it. And like, how long is it going to take for Kenny Omega to lose all three belts?
Well, he's got a pay-per-view event next month defending the Impact Championship, so we'll see.
And he's also going to be at Triple Mania to defend the
That's right,
the Mega Champion against Andrade.
I guess my question is, the last question is, do you think he can lose the AEW belt first?
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, like you could certainly cut the angle that Kenny Omega just doesn't care about the AEW. I mean, you could cut that angle, but it just doesn't make sense because he is like an EVP of AEW. Why would you not care about the championship of a company that you're like vice president of?
I just don't feel like either of his opponents, like, as much as I love both of them, I don't feel like they've been built up to be like the worthy successors yet. So I don't think that the belt's going anywhere.
All right, well, there you have it. I guess we'll find out in about a week's time. Kind of excited. I'm excited for the crowd.
Yeah, I'm excited for the crowd too.
I want to see people pop. It's going to be so much fun.
People are going to lose their minds when Jungle Boy walks out, when Orange Cassidy walks out, and when Darby Allin walks out, and when Wild Thing hits and Moxley walks out with Eddie Kingston.
Well, not only that, but seeing the crowd chant, like singing Judas.
Oh my God, Judas! Yes. Oh boy, there's gonna be lots of singing.
Lots of singing. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for today's show. I want to once again thank everyone listening for tuning in. We really do enjoy your support. As usual, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, wherever the pods are casted. I want to thank my co-host, Mr. Aaron Santos.
No problemo.
And of course, the Ravishing Ricky D.
Thank you, Mariko. Thank you, Aaron. And yeah, visit goombastomp.com. Look at the wrestling section. Check out the podcast section. You will find our podcast along with the archive, every episode we've recorded, where you can listen to the show, and you can follow us on Twitter at Talk AEW Podcast.